What makes us human? Is there a scientific explanation for what we call the soul or the consciousness? Let's explore this question. Good day, everyone. Let's consider if there is a robot that you are controlling remotely. You are connected to the robot, let's say, through Wi-Fi or through the internet. The robot is an advanced robot. It has a processing unit that collects all the signals that the robot is collecting. The robot itself has a camera so it can see what's happening around it. It has a sound sensor so it can hear. It has temperature sensor, pressure sensor, weight sensors. And all of these signals are processed by the processing unit of the robot and it's sent back to you. So you can see on a screen what the robot sees. You can hear through your speakers what the robot hears. And there are those sensors on a suit that you are wearing. When you move your arm, it will send the signal to the robot. It will be picked up by the robot. The processing unit of the robot will send the proper instructions to the hand of the robot to move. When you want the robot to pick something up, the computer of the robot will calculate its weight through its pressure and weight sensor and will give the proper instruction to the hand of the robot to lift it. The robot on its own, if you disconnect from it, will go into an idle or a sleep mode where it can, for example, recharge its battery or check its functions for maintenance. Now, let's assume that a group of scientists find this robot walking around. They have no idea that there is something of that sort. They are wondering what this humanoid is going around. How is it doing this? They investigate the robot. They look into the robot about how come the robot has consciousness. If they're trying to find you in the robot, there is no way to explain the consciousness of the robot because it is outside of the robot. There is a clear causality between the instructions given by the processor of the robot and the movement of the body parts of the robot. But there is no explanation of the will and intent that this robot has. So the point is, there is no explanation in science for our consciousness, for our free will. It's coming from our soul. Our soul is connected to our body. It's connected to our body, centered around our heart. Our brain is the central processing unit of our body. It picks up what are the intents of our soul. It processes all the information that our body is picking up from its environment. It sends instructions to our hand and our leg to move and to perform what is appropriate for our intent. When we sleep, our soul is not connected to our body. There is only a slight connection. Our body goes into a sleep mode, it recharges, and it maintains itself. We do not need to worry about our digestion and our involuntary functions. Our processing unit is taking care of this. Exactly like you don't need to worry about how the robot will perform its electronic and mechanical functions. This is the function of its processing unit. So is the human a biological machine, a biological robot? Obviously it's not. We're not a washing machine. We're not a TV. We are a body that's walking around with feelings, with hate and love, with ambitions, with dreams that we dream at night, with premonitions, with hunches, with new ideas that come not to the brain. All of us experience love and hate. We feel it here. We don't feel it here. When we're thinking, we do like this because we're thinking it's happening here. But when we love and hate, we feel it here. When we're angry, we feel it here. When we're happy, we feel it here. Because this is the center of the soul. It is not the heart, but the soul is centered around the heart. It's all over the body, but here is the center. Here is the connection. Here is the Wi-Fi device. You will not find the soul if you cut the heart up. Exactly like you will not find the human being sitting in front of the console controlling the robot, no matter how much you dismantle the robot. You cannot even find it inside the receiving device. Now, There is a perfect explanation for what the soul is, what is its function, how it's connected to the body, and what is the function of the heart and the brain and the body and the soul together in religion. There is no explanation in science. We have maybe 7 billion people on the planet. All of them have the observation of their own soul and they're all conscious. But we have this strange type of science that is dominating mainstream science today that does not acknowledge the daily experience of 7 billion people feeling their emotions and their consciousness and their ambitions and their dreams outside of their body, through their heart, being executed in the real world through their thinking process and their body. No. They want to make a dichotomy in this concept, cutting off the soul, cutting off the heart, and only starting from the brain to the body parts, miserably failing to explain who we are. Because who we are is the love and the hatred, is the smile and the tears, is the dreams, is the love, is wanting to know God, is questioning where we come from, is questioning what happens after death. What we are is the difference between a dead person and a living person, a sleeping person and someone who is conscious. Under this scientific paradigm that denies God, it then denies the soul and the heart. It makes you a machine. Because it does not want to acknowledge the unseen God, it does not acknowledge the unseen soul. And without the soul, we're a washing machine. We're a stupid robotic arm in a manufacturing plant doing something without any free will or choice. Once again, when you have a science that denies God, you have a science that denies you. In the coming episode, we are going to consider how God and religion will make a perfect explanation for this, and that is a sign to follow to know God. So hold on with the journey as we explore. Thank you.